What's up, guys? This is Bull by the Fell-Handed. Today we have some Indian Panzer footage by request. We are on Mines Standard Battle Rain. The greens have taken the southeast spawn and the reds have taken the northwest spawn. Now, I don't necessarily like to go to the hill at E6. It seems like that's nothing but Trade City up there. I'm not necessarily about that life. I always end up going to H2. That's kind of my little pocket of the world. If you have a full platoon and you're in mediums, you can go up there and you can take control of the center, the mid, but in our particular case, not about that life. So I've owned the Indian Panzer. This is when I own all German tanks. I purchased this tank, never actually ran it. This is my first or second game in it. This is by request footage. Now, if you will notice, I do have Top Gun. Everything is fully upgraded. I do start out the game with armor-piercing rounds. It quickly devolves into me shooting nothing but APCR, because after a certain point I can't pin any of the tougher tanks at all, even with the Top Gun. And now this is an excellent position I'm in, because I can get shots on the mid, I can get shots on the left flank, I can get shots on the few people who decide to come down the 3 line. So it's a very powerful position. It's not a frontline position. It is probably what I would call a support position, because I am not under direct fire, more or less non-stop. Moving on. The only danger here is you just have to be very aware that the fact that the clicker can just obliterate you at any time. So you have to play very cautiously when it comes to clickers. I'm going to try to put around here. Got a good broadside shot in the Japanese heavy. Can't beat that. If I'm going for the front of a heavy tank versus this side, I'll take side every time.
Dropping target.
And there he goes again. I think he's going to turn, but I'm not quite sure, so I'm just kind of waiting on it. I was holding my shot, and I was just thinking to myself as I was aiming at that guy, I said, have I made a weak spot guide for that tank yet? No? Okay, maybe I better do it. So right here I'm switching APCR, because, ooh, that was a lucky bounce right there. Somebody was like, you know what? I know that Indian Panzer's over there somewhere lurking. I better go ahead and just blind fire a shot anyway. The luck of the devil. So I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to side scrape. Then I realized the tank has no armor, so I'm like, all right, well, good. Now the tank does not have any equipment on it. No equipment at all. Because aside from running this one game, I am going to put this thing back in the garage, and it will probably eventually be sold for garage space. But you know what? I try to do what the community wants. Somebody wanted a game of the Indian Panzer, and here it is.
Ready to fire on target.
So the main thing here is, guys, is you have to be very patient in these tanks with no armor. You just can't go out there and say, hey, you know what? I want to make some stuff happen. You just can't do that. You have to be patient. You have to see how things play out. You can't just rush out there and just start doing things. That's how, you know, you end up getting punished. As you see, the Reds have taken the mid, the top of the hill there. So if I rushed out there early in game, I would have probably gotten really worked over. I had no idea that E25 was behind me at all. I just started backing up. I was like, wow, bull, no, back up quickly. Oh, little tank behind me. So I've got a IS over here trying to creep on me. Put around at him. Being very cautious. Don't want to get shot at all. I'm not into that getting shot life. I'm not into that trading life. I have to make things difficult for him. You should never willingly give up health I don't know, possibly in certain circumstances where you can end somebody. Possibly. So we've got an IS cutting across here. He puts a good one in me, and he was moving.
Target locked.
Like, he moved, and then he stopped, and then he fired. I know
Looks like that one.
how hard that is in that tank, because the aim time's, like, it's up there. So, that was a clutch shot sent from Stalin himself, so it's okay. I don't mind taking that. So, he's still got eyes on me. You just want to poke out just enough to put the gun on him. That's it. You know, you don't want to give up any more than you have to. I took a round there from the right. Not crazy about that. Now we're going to go ahead and tuck back in. It looks like we've got, what is that, a FCM 50T up there on the top. Bad news is, IS-3 over here is pushing me. I am freaking out at this point. Because this is kind of trouble I don't want in my life. I think he just fired. That's why I pulled around there. Actually, I'm probably pretty sure of it. The downside is I can't get a good shot on him because he backed down, and I didn't have enough depression. Now, guys, quick thinking right here, okay? Quick thinking. I went for his tracks, okay? You shoot his tracks, he can't come down and kill you, and then you just keep him permatracked while you're shooting up into the tank. You have to, you know, I mean, I'm not necessarily a massive Indian Panzer operator, but I do know how to meet him. And you have to be just very cautious, and you have to really, it's chess, it's not checkers, if that helps. Good shot here on a 50T, putting it on him from the corner here. I'm still very concerned what's going to happen because I know they're coming for me. People are taking a few shots at me. I'm not necessarily crazy about that. But caution, I guess, would be my watchword in a tank with no armor. You can't play brazenly. But normally, guys, you know, if you have a tank with no armor, you're going to have something good in other circumstances. You're going to have a good gun. You're going to have a good mobility. So, you know, you're going to have something of the Holy Trinity other than that. Now, granted, of course, if you don't have any armor and your gun's not great and you don't have good mobility, you got to have something good. Like, if you don't have anything good, yeah, you're running the wrong tank. Just go ahead and finish out that grind and move on.
Looks like that one went right.
So we're putting good rounds here on the side of this American Heavy. It's still a little concerned. The clicker could hit me at any time. Finish that guy off. And I'm like, alright, well, you know, we're all set. Let's go kill the clicker. The one thing I would say, guys, is this thing doesn't... The Indian Panzer does not have amazing speed. It doesn't really... The gun is okay. As you saw, I had to end up running a bunch of APCR because when you have some really crunchy tanks come up to you, you're going to have a pretty tough go of it as far as getting through them. You know, I'd never really realized that this is not actually a bad tank to play. It's actually kind of fun. I was having a heck of a time. At the point where I tracked the IS-3 and then he gets killed, I was laughing my head off. So, and I'm sure everybody could see that. So, you know, it's a fun tank to play, but you just have to use your head. You just can't rush out there. Only fools rush in, is the popular saying. Now, speaking of only fools rush in, I'm not going to get killed by this clicker on this day. Try to go around behind. Sometimes you can get around behind him. I say, this guy's going to kill this Nashhorn, and then boom, what's laughing so hard. Oh man, it hurts sometimes being right all the time. Anyway, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. I didn't actually, I was going to pull in and shoot the guy, but I just barely tapped him and he blew apart. So, what are you going to do? Yes, First game ever in the Indian Panzer. 3707, 14-0 assist, 330 blocked. So there, as far as the block goes. Yes, Indian Panzer game footage by request. There we are. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Check my description box below to see a lot of other like-minded YouTubers. Content is very along the same lines as myself. I will see you guys next time.